What's up, Kings? Before I start today's video, I do have a bit of an announcement. I have taken on a video sponsor and a channel sponsor for this channel, which is Formula. This is a nootropic company that specializes in stacks related with creativity, productivity, logic, having a sense of deep study and energy. These stacks have ingredients such as piracetam, aniracetam, MCT oil, alpha GPC. 100 milligrams of caffeine is usually in every stack, which is about half a cup of coffee, and 200 milligrams of L-theanine, which is a compound that really smooths out the effect of caffeine and makes it less jittery and more focused. These stacks, they're incredibly effective. These are all ingredients that are well recognized within the nootropic community. I mean, caffeine and L-theanine is like the basic stack that every nootropic user would start out with, but they also use ingredients that are super potent, such as piracetam and its variables. And so I have been using these stacks, I'd say twice a week for the last maybe 6 weeks now, and they're very potent. If you use my link, which is in the description box below, then you'll get 20% off, and I'll also get a bit of a kickback. Which will be the first dollar that I'll ever make on this YouTube channel, because until now I haven't monetized this channel in any way. The name of the company is Formula, and I totally stand behind them. And with that being said, let's get started with the video. So today's video is on the topic of heartbreak. I was compelled to talk about this topic because I've recently gotten a lot of DMs related to this topic about men who are struggling with not only women attraction, but this idea of pining over one woman and sort of being in a state of neglect. I think one has to go through heartbreak to realize its real implications of what it does to a person's spirit. You know, you carry this sense of like anger and resentment when you're going through it, when you're going through a heartbreak, either the heartbreak of someone you've already been with or heartbreak in just pining after someone and not getting a result from them. Heartbreak is a productive thing. Heartbreak is good. It's good that you got your heart broken. It's good to know what your blood looks like when you're in that state of loss and tribulation and, above all else, neglect, being ignored, putting your heart into something and having it cast aside. What should one do when wrestling with such circumstances? The only thing that I found that has really broken through the noise, the only thing that can kind of eschew all the talk, all the kind of nonsense that's associated with that, and cut through the noise to get you something in your life, is momentum. Momentum is everything. You might feel as if, nothing can happen, like you've lost this great thing that gave you a sense of wonder and magic in the world. When you're like in love with someone, it's like the most exciting feeling ever. And then to lose it, it feels like all the color is gone in the world. The world is black and white now. It's not a perfect band-aid, but the one thing that I've always found that covers that gap is momentum. Where you find those little inches in your life. No matter how behind you feel in life, you could be like just a bartender, someone who makes Subway sandwiches, it doesn't matter. When you find those little moments of leverage where you can create momentum for yourself, it rocks your world, and it propels itself. It propels you in a forward direction. It was only about a year ago that I started this YouTube channel. Why did this YouTube channel start? The first time that I felt that I could be a YouTuber myself is when I would watch these videos on NoFap. And why was it so significant? It's because not the discipline itself. It's because it signified that momentous feeling of something getting you out to the next step. Crushing those, obstructions that lie in your way and breaking through all of your own internal emotions about the things you feel, the people who have ignored you, the women that you've loved who have just dropped you. All of that falls to the wayside when you've got momentum, when you've got leverage, when you realize that when I push in one thing, all my life I've pushed in these various things and they haven't worked out. But when I push in this direction, something happens. When you have that sort of feeling, when you have that sort of result creep into your life, pay attention to it. And everyone has opportunities to get them. At that moment, you should be like a shark that just sniffed blood. If you see any place in your life where you can leverage momentum, turn your head to it. look at it, spot what that momentum opportunity was, and just fucking pounce. Go after it and make pressure in that direction. Make something happen there. Because whatever hurt, whatever neglect, whatever sorrow, whatever heartbreak you're going through, that momentum can serve as a temporary patch. And once you get that little leverage, once you get that little swing, you go after the next one. And you go after the next one. One of my favorite movies on entrepreneurship has always been The Social Network, directed by one of my favorite directors, David Fincher. But I love that movie not because it's the rise to power of this nerdy guy, this guy who didn't really fit in at Harvard, Mark Zuckerberg, but rather because it's his story of dealing with his neglect. Not being able to get into the Phoenix Club, and having a misunderstanding between this woman he was really attracted to, but he just didn't have the language, he didn't have the semantics to properly connect with her. He was a character who harbored all of this feeling of being ignored by the world. And I resonated with that element of his character so deeply. And what did he do with that energy? That hurt, that longing? He found the places in his life where he had leverage, and he turned it into something powerful. And I know it's not the cure-all, chasing momentum when you're going through heartbreak. If you have ever had that chip on your shoulder, it's a fuel for you to break through so much noise. Set your sights with dead aim at a few objectives. Look for the areas in your life where you push, something actually fucking happens. And when you go all in on those directions and just do your best to be so busy that you can cast aside your hurt, man, things just start rolling. And that momentum, it feeds you and it helps you create a life where there's abundance all around you. And for those of us who are willing to push, to try things, to strive, to fail through things, and to deal with our heartbreak through productive output, leveraging opportunities to create momentum for ourselves. To us I say, greatness is coming. Till next time, guys.